48th all-time meeting, Virginia Tech and Duke. This has been one-sided of late. The Hokies have won 20 straight, and they are going to start the night at 125 with 16 points. The winner by forfeit, Eddie Ventresca, the 2023 All-American, used his red shirt a season ago. Ventresca with the forfeit for the Hokies. So right out of the gate, Virginia Tech goes up 6-0. So we go to 133 for the Hokies. It will be the redshirt junior Connor McGonagle, the transfer coming in, taking on Duke sophomore Raymond Adams. Adams a record of 6-18 this year, sophomore out of Merrick, New York.
And while McGonagle has been around for a good while, the Virginia Tech fans really haven't seen too much because he's been battling some injuries, but he's right in on a shot. And the great thing about singles are very methodical, and you have to pay attention because there's so many things that can go with a single, but I tell you what, he finished that single very good.
So the opening three for McGonagle, the two-time NCAA qualifier. You go back to 21 and 22, and incidentally, Rock, both times at 141. Here he is, his first year in Blacksburg, sliding down to that 133 bracket, and you see why he's a hammer on top, sticks those legs in, and this is tough chugging underneath for Adams.
And he's putting a lot of pressure on the back. When you put both legs in and you arch your back, it's just very uncomfortable, and you make the guy kind of just work. Sometimes you may not turn one over, but you're just making him work. Make it feel uncomfortable and carry the weight.
We hit the halfway point of this first period. The takedown by McGonagle, a 3-0 lead. Connor McGonagle back healthy. This is certainly a good side for Virginia Tech, a team that has been hit hard this year, really hard this year by injury. He made his return in their last duel, triumphant return against App State.
Interesting scenario there because Adams was down on the mat. He didn't want to lift his hips up because as soon as he put both his hips up, that's when McGonagle would put both legs in. So he was kind of arching his back, but as soon as he lifted his hips to kind of base up, that's when McGonagle put both legs in. So now he's got to seal it. He's got to bring those elbows in because McGonagle's going to try to put both legs in.
McGonagle cuts off that arm.
So he chopped him, and as soon as Adams was coming off of his hip, that's when he put the leg in. Very experienced top work by McGonagle.
Looked like he had thoughts of maybe trying to sneak that cradle in. Adams is able to clear out the arm, but in no improvement position as far as trying to get out from underneath. Already over 1:30 of riding time.
You saw he did it again. As soon as his hips came up, McGonagle put both legs in, and he got warned for stalling. It's a tough rider. It's like, what do you do? As soon as I put my legs up, he puts both legs in.
Has that near side wrist control. 20 seconds to go in this first period, and just a completely dominant ride from McGonagle in this opening period.
Now stalling on top man. Now, the reason for that is because they believe that McGonagle was not working for a turn. He was just what we just say riding. He's just kind of just controlling, putting weight on there. So the official has now set the standard. Now, he's got to keep this standard throughout the whole match.
Jay Cox, Kurt Frost are two officials tonight.
Sean, he's just throwing legs from sit-outs. He's throwing sit-outs legs. He did a chop, put the legs in. Very crafty on how he's getting the legs in on.
2 minutes, 14 seconds of riding time as you go back to the offense from McGonagle.
Just put the head down off the single, and then once he got on, he had a monster ride over 2 minutes, but both guys have a stall call.
Mentioned McGonagle just getting back into the line of fire. He missed a couple of months this year because of an injury. Prior to that App State duel last week, his last action was November 15th. Quick point there as McGonagle is away in a 4-0 lead for the redshirt junior from Roxbury.
just kind of ran through that double. Look, transition wrestling right there. Went right to a tilt position, and we're going to get any swipes here. There we're getting the swipes. There it is, out of bounds, but we got 2 near fall. Transition wrestling, as soon as he got that double, so right when he get down, watch, he gets the takedown, but as soon as he's there, he puts an arm bar in, reinforces it, and goes right to a tilt. Transition wrestling.
And that's coming off of 2+ minutes of riding. So if you're Adams, maybe you let your defense down just a bit there, thinking McGonagle is going to go right back to that. But instead, gets that tilt, gets the 2, and now a 9-0 lead.
You got to figure out, how are we going to defend the legs? How is Duke going to be able to get those legs from coming in? Because McGonagle is putting a lot of pressure on Adams. And you see how he's trying to force the legs in? And McGonagle is trying to get the legs in. It's kind of like just sitting on his back, waiting for the hips to come up. But the hips can't come up if you're sitting on the lower part of the back.
Third straight match where offense has been tough to come by for Raymond Adams. Shut out by Ethan Oakley of UNC 2-0. And then major decision set back to Kai Arini 12-1 as 2 ACC duels heading into tonight. One of 3 captains for head coach Glenn Lanham. But he just simply has no answer for the top game right now from McGonagle.
I tell you what, but what this match does is, for people who are scouting against McGonagle, they're seeing all the different ways he's able to get the legs in. He gets legs in from a sit-out position. He'll put legs in when he chops. He'll put legs in from all different scenarios. So, while, yes, it's a very dominant win, but he's also showing a lot for his opponents.
He'll carry a comfortable 9-0 lead into the third period. The transfer from Lehigh. A couple of transfers brought in this offseason for Tony Roby, year number 8. Arrived in Blacksburg as an assistant back in 2006. 5-time ACC Coach of the Year. And we had a chance to talk to him earlier this week, really having a lot of fun with this unit. Some frustrations just because of the one part of the sport that you can't control, the injury bug, and that has certainly bit Blacksburg this year.
Good shot by Adams. But McGonagle is good in what we call funk. All different types of positions. There is no control here. Adams has got to keep moving. He just can't hold on. He's got to continue to scoot his hips around, just like McGonagle did. Kept moving. So even in scramble position, you just can't hold the scramble. You got to continue to move and improve your situation. But to your point, Sean, it's not just the injury bug in Blacksburg. It's across the country.
It's a good point.
We hear it in different conferences, different regions. It's just the injury bug. Why it's happening, everyone has a different opinion, but it's something that coaches have to be wary of, as if they don't have enough on their plate right now.
From your experience, what's your opinion on why the rash of injuries this season?
I think that these wrestlers wrestle an awful lot. And I'm not just talking about in college, because the coaches do a good job of making sure that they're not doing too much, but they start wrestling on on national levels at 6 to 7 years old. And I just think just wear and tear of the body just happens to these guys, and it eventually catches up.
One thing to keep an eye on, too, the gas tank of McGonagle. You can bet Hokies wanting to see him finish strong in this third period. Already in bonus point territory, Adams comes in on that low shot, back into that scramble position. Short time inside, 18 seconds to go. And now Adams trying to roll through, nearly got caught in that neutral danger position. McGonagle trying to re-clinch, and the neutral danger. And he'll get the 3, and that will put the finishing touches on this one.
Strong ending right there. Getting that last takedown. While it may not have made too much of a difference in the ultimate dual meet, but just the fact going after it at the end shows that Connor McGonagle is ready